Oh, for the love of God. Okay, TikTokers. This is for educational purposes. I send warnings, notifications. I apologize for I would say this. Do not apologize for what I say. I had to remake this video because I forgot what the fuck I said. So, here's where we go. This is the end of this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. I don't know what number this is, but here's how this works. If you're coming in and you are not an Afro-Indigenous person or an Indigenous person or a normal black person who knows the difference between what's real and what's fantasy, then it's more than likely my things didn't strike a nerve and you're there for support. Now for you melanated Indians or you Afro-Indigenous wannabes or black people or black Indians or however the fuck y'all call yourselves, if your feelings are hurt in my videos, it's because you are a fucking pretendian. If you're in my comments talking shit, you are a pretendians. If you are threatening to sue me because I won't identify you as an American Indian, well, one, you're wasting your breath and your time, and the court's gonna probably lock you in a padded cell because you are a pretendian. Now, let's talk about the fashion show that I was trying to say for black people because they didn't want to put American Indian inspired or Native American inspired. You're breaking the fucking law. Same thing with the black woman selling all the do-rags with the Choctaw this and the Chickasaw that and the Cherokee and the Powhatan. She's breaking the fucking law. It's not me, it's the law. I'll state it again. I don't want to see anybody black go to jail for some dumb shit because you living as an Indian online, but in real life your ass is black, which proves you are delusional. This is 1,000% a fucking cult, and it is 2,000% mental fucking health. Real Afro-Indigenous aren't going to get up on here talking about some black people were here before 1492. But that's what you pretendians do. Yet you don't have any war heroes. You don't have any war stories. Y'all try to insert yourself in the Seminole War. You tried to make Geronimo black at least once. You tried to make Pretty Nose black at least once. You got to stop. They're not black people. They were never us. Period. I'm not Afro-Indigenous. I'm triracial. There's a big fucking difference. I know that I have black. I know that I have white. I know that I have native. I don't have to get up on this internet and prove that shit to none of y'all because my family's fucking mixed. Everybody in my family's mixed. My older sister and my younger sisters were all mixed. Our mom was mixed. Our dads were more than likely mixed. My dad was definitely mixed. My grandfather was mixed. My other grandfather was black. There's no need to get up on this bitch and lie. It's not that difficult of a concept. Just tell the motherfucking truth. Do you have an ancestor that may be native? Sure, you can have that, but you're not native. You have the ancestry the same way my black ass do. Now, I phenotypically look racially ambiguous. I get mistaken for everything under the sun. That's nothing new to me. I'm 52. I've had to live with this ugly face of mine for 52 fucking years. 52 years of fucking experience that y'all don't have. Stories from my great-grandmother, stories from my grandmother, stories from my mama's mama about rat root, who she can come over here at 95, find that shit, tell me what the fuck the shit's for. I don't know if it's native, I don't know if it's black, but I know that she knows how to find it. She's part black and part native. She's 95. It's not that fucking difficult. It's not that fucking difficult. The problem is really quite simple. Y'all look in the mirror, somebody got in your ear, and next goddamn thing you know, the self-hating bug bit you, and you've been infested with it ever since COVID. Because none of y'all motherfuckers was here when Lance, the DJ guy, all the female activists, myself, went after all the Euro-Indigenous people. None of y'all made videos when the white man put the lady in a rope and walked her down the street in a Pocahontas dress. She was white, he was white, on a horse. Not one black Indian in sight, except for the Afro-Indigenous rapper and singer. She made a video. I'm leaving her name off of it. She would later have like court cases and shit. So that was all fun. I never attended. I was never accused of anything. And even if I was accused, I wouldn't have showed up. I'm not here to prove shit to nobody. I just want to make sure that black history stays black history, native history stays native history, and somewhere along the line we can all recover our fucking sanity. But that ain't the case. And a lot of racist natives have decided that all black people want to be Wabos. Now let me make sure we're clear. Because before the black Indians showed up, the racist natives would call Afro-Indigenous kids Wabos, not giving a shit that they actually have native ancestry. That's how all this bullshit started with the Wabo thing. It was way before the Black Indians showed up. And not one of y'all were there for that either. Not one of y'all. And Afro-Indigenous people did fight back against racist ass natives. But then it became an internal native versus native versus native war on who's more native. Afro-Indigenous, the real brown natives, the light brown natives, the light brown natives, or the Euro-Asian natives, and all this other shit, where they have people who are half Chinese and half native, half white and half native. All these motherfuckers was just arguing back and forth on the internet. And my dumb ass was the smartest out of all the smartest. Hey, y'all need to keep that shit in-house. There's no need for this shit. If y'all live, like, you got a tribe right here and this is where you live, and you live over here in this tribe, y'all can meet right here and have that fucking discussion off fucking line. Solve the fucking problem. And that's kind of what started happening. Motherfuckers started having meetups with each other. No fists were thrown, no mud slung other than dirty shit out their mouth. And then they go about their business. Points were made and they went the fuck on home. And all in that time, somewhere along the line, modern warrior fell from grace. That was it. But as the Black Indians rose and the YT pretendians fell, the Black pretendians started coming up with all kinds of supernatural fantasies and shit. YT pretendians, at least they lived in reality. You know, they literally... Journey well. They literally lived in reality. And I'm glad I didn't have to kill that. And the Black Indians or pretendians, they lived in the fantasy world of a Stargate and dinosaurs and riding on the back of them and all kinds of other shit. You see how, yeah, okay. Next time I may have to kill that thing. But it just kept going from bad to worse for us black people. And it's still going from bad to worse for us black people. And then there's the fact that we never see y'all motherfuckers outside. We literally never see y'all outside. And when we do see y'all outside, y'all at these places with this regalia and shit, and we're like, no, this motherfucker didn't. No, this motherfucker literally did not just go get a big ass fucking war bonnet outside doing some shit that he seen on a powwow video. But yet, y'all don't go to powwows. I've only been to one in my lifetime because I had a bad Native American experience. I assumed that I probably shouldn't go to any. But when I finally went to one and was shockingly accepted, and in fact had to participate in at least the first dance because I was a soldier, where the MC said, I'm a Marine and you Army. I can't go out there because I'm the host. Get your ass out there. And he comes from the tribe that my great grandmother comes from. So he's like, look, you need to get out there. You're a soldier. We honor our soldiers. Get your ass. I'm okay. You know. So I was scared. I was nervous, but I did what everybody else did. And we blessed the ground and all this other shit. And then I didn't do any more dancing. I hung around for like 2 hours. And unfortunately, I'm writing a book. So I had to go home and start writing a book. And what's the book about? It's about Native American stuff. So yeah, it's a fantasy, but it's still about Native American stuff. It has real Native elements. I had to alter some shit just so that if the book gets well suited or well known, I don't want anybody Native to say I gave away too much shit. And I don't want anybody who's a pretendian to say, well, we can use that. No, you can't. No, you can't. I changed some burial shit big time. And that's the main thing with the incidences in the book. Anything that was too Native, I rearranged it and made it me, out of my imagination, versus putting the real shit there with certain Native cultures and certain burial ceremonies and shit like that. I took all that shit out and made it a Christian funeral. You know, that way it wouldn't be something that someone could take and use that to infiltrate any Native American shit right now in the real world. So there's that. But the problem is really quite simple, is that if my videos are hurting you because I'm dropping some truth bombs, you're a fucking pretendian. It's just that simple. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts about it. Because I've literally made at least 20 videos stating the exact same shit. My videos shouldn't hurt you if you're Afro-Indigenous. My videos shouldn't hurt you if you're indigenous. My videos shouldn't hurt you if you're a black person or a white person or a regular ass native person. But if you are a pretendian, my videos are made to hurt you. If you are a racist native, my videos are made to hurt your dumb ass too, because you shouldn't be racist. But everybody can be racist. If you are a racist, anybody, my videos are made to hurt you because I hate racist people. And that doesn't really go toward like the racist people that voted for Felon 47, but just racists in general. I hate racist in general. If you made a racist decision for a vote and you might not be racist, I can give you a tiny bit of leeway. I can give you more leeway if you fucking own it. But if you just racist for the sake of being racist, there's no fucking forgiveness for that shit, because you have to be racist. Racism is a fucking choice. When you choose to be racist, you're a dumbass. I said what the fuck I said. Let me get in your face. If you choose to be racist, you are a dumb ass. Let me spell it for you. Yourare, dumb, D-U-M-B, ass, A-double-S. You are a dumbass. You're racist. You're a dumbass. I'm sorry. You miss out on so much of the world's beauty by judging a person by the color of their skin. Alright? It is what the fuck it is. But if you are a pretendian and my videos hurt your feelings, reevaluate yourself. You're a fucking pretendian. Otherwise, my videos wouldn't hurt your feelings and you wouldn't need to be in the comments. Because if you were actually Afro-Indigenous or Indigenous and not a racist native or not a racist black person, it would be, good job, old man. You're 52. Your experience has helped us understand a few things. Nah, motherfucking pretendians up in here. We the melanated Indians. We the black indigenous. Everybody has melanin. And there is no black indigenous to anywhere other than Africa and possibly the Aboriginals of Australia and New Zealand. But they also started in Africa. If you go by scientific theories, out of Africa started life and all that other shit. But hey, I'm not a scientist. I have a degree in police science or criminal justice. I know when someone's grooming a fucking kid. Am I gonna back that? Nah, not really, because I have an associate's degree. I have a degree that will get me in the door. But now, probably won't get me in the door because Felon 47 took care of DEI. So if I'm qualified or not, an underqualified motherfucker that didn't even get out of high school or college, forge a goddamn degree and can get in there. And I'll just be sitting out in the cold. So yeah, acting is where I'm going. Whether I want to or not, it's all I've got. But on the journey, on the way, I gotta save both my black people and my native people. I know my white people ain't never gonna need me to save them, so I don't have to worry about that. They don't have mixed hero syndrome, or I would be working, because there would be stories about people like me, and they all wouldn't go to the Rock, But I'm also 5'3.5", so no one's really wanting a 5'3.5" superhero. All right, although in comic book world, Wolverine is actually only 5'3", so I'm just a half-inch taller than him. I'm like Jubilee's size, just not as pretty or Asian. But if my videos hurt your feelings, you are a pretendian. You might not like that shit. You don't want to hear that shit. That's not my problem. It's yours. You are a fucking pretendian. It's no different. You are a pretendian. It's no different than you being a fucking racist. You're a pretendian. And you don't need to be in my videos if you're going to be in the comments. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. Black people were here before 1492. It is your job to prove that. And also understand when I say this, I'm part black. If you can prove that, that's a win-win, and you're going to get paid. You're going to be paid because you've proved that. History's going to have to take a whole rewrite and a stop and a turn, and everybody's going to have to go to wherever the hell you went to find this motherfucking evidence that you had to dig up from 60,000 fucking years ago. Good luck. That's all I'm saying. Good luck. If you find that shit, you are going to be a millionaire 10 times over. You can make Trump and Elon both look like they're the poorest people on the goddamn planet, because what you would have discovered would be history in the making. And after it gets carbon dated and tested about 10,000 times, and if the results are still the same after the 10,000th time, that black people were here before 1492, now you can say it. But until you do, you can't. You're all up on here and you're listening to all these fucking celebrities and all this bullshit. We were here before 1492. We are the real American Indians. American Indians and Native Americans are not the same thing. It's bullshit. American Indians and Native Americans are the same thing. Christopher Columbus did not get off that fucking boat and see black people. He saw Tainos, who are Native American. Then, when they came over to the Americas with the Powhatan and all the motherfuckers, they did not see black people. There were no black Powhatans. I'm sorry. There were no black people here before 1492. That can hurt your feelings until the day you die, for all I give a fuck. Because I have no fucks to give on the simple fact that we were not here before 1492. You want to prove it, get off the internet. Get off of TikTok. Get off of Instagram. Get off of YouTube. Get off of MySpace. Get off of Facebook. And then get your ass a job. And then carry your ass to school. And then become the scientist, the doctor that can go and play in the dirt and find a site 60,000 years old that proves that black people were here before 1492. Then you can call me whatever the hell you want, because I'll be calling you a very rich individual. But until you do that, you just as poor as I am. The difference maker is I'm honest and I'm not stupid. But you can prove me to be stupid by getting a job instead of spending every minute, every second, every hour of your day on TikTok or Instagram trying to say that black people were here before 1492 when clearly we fucking weren't. But instead of you acknowledging that shit, nah, you want to try to say that we were. And then when you bring up your sources, you bring up the diaries of Columbus and you bring up the other and the doctrine of discovery and all this other shit, and none of that shit proves with a shadow of a doubt that black people were here first. It doesn't prove it. You can't find Abu Bukhari or Mansa Musa's ships, which still slaps you in the face because they were from Africa. They didn't leave the South American country and sail to Africa. They were supposedly left Africa and sold to South America. And you're going to tell me if 1,000 ships sank, they can't find nothing? Now, granted, we don't know how deep the bottom of the ocean is. However, some places in the ocean, the water is really, really fucking clear. And you should be able to see something. Plus, we have sonar. We can use sonar. They can send a submarine, a scientific submarine that's actually probably want to get something that used to be military grade, so you don't do like the dummies that tried to go find the Titanic and die. Nah, don't do that. That's stupid. Get a military grade sub. Buy one of them and then modify that motherfucker instead of making a goddamn fuselage hull out of a fucking what looked like the size of a jet, where you can only fit like 2 or 3 people in there and they gotta lay on their stomachs to pilot that shit with a game controller. That right there would tell you, for geniuses, they ain't really fucking smart. You can get a grant and get an old school U-boat. And some of them do have great depth that they can go down. Buy one of them versus we're going to build one out of carbon fiber glass and it's got to have a game controller so that we can go down. Are you stupid? And until you can actually do that and find those ships, which would still not make you indigenous because they are from Africa, until you can do that, we black people will always be descendants of Africans, whether you fucking like it or not. I'm part African, you're part African. You don't have to call yourself African. I don't call myself African American. I go by black. It's not a bad word. But y'all hate that shit. But guess what? You didn't get a fucking choice. You don't get to choose your parents. You don't get to choose your gender. You don't get to choose your race. I'm triracial. You deal with it and you move the fuck on. And more importantly, you grow the fuck up. But if you don't want to grow up and you want to be a dumbass all your life, knock yourself the fuck out. It'll be less than what you deserve, but more than what you need. And sometimes learning lessons the hard way is the only way some people can learn. I'm done talking because I still got like a minute or two to finish this, but I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and let this bitch be 19 seconds or 19 minutes or whatever the fuck that is. And hopefully I taught you guys something. Stop hating yourselves. Get out of this cult. Go to fuck the school and prove me wrong.